Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. I have 4 articles in this episode for you, and all of these URLs are in the description of the video for your convenience. The first one here is off of RT, and it says, Judge blocks new travel ban on Syrian family as attorney generals in 6 states challenge Trump's new order. This up here where we can read it. It says, President Donald Trump revised travel ban is already the subject of many legal actions, including 6 state attorneys general. A federal judge has also ruled against barring a Syrian family from entering the country under the new ban. On Friday, U.S. District Judge Michael Conley his new travel ban against a Syrian family who were looking to leave Aleppo and join the father who was granted asylum and settled in Wisconsin over a year ago. The Syrian Muslim man first filed a lawsuit in February, and Conley challenged aside after the travel ban was blocked by Robert. Then, after the new travel ban was issued, the man filed on Friday afternoon, arguing that the new order is still a Muslim ban that violates his religious freedom and his rights to due process. And new request saying the threats to his family could cause irreparable harm and issued a temporary restraining order of the travel ban for his family, according to the Associated Press. After Hawaii became the first state to file a lawsuit against the new executive order, from 5 other states, including Washington, Maryland, Minnesota, Oregon, Massachusetts, are planning to file a complaint challenging the ban on Monday, March the 13th, today. The state of Hawaii already filed a lawsuit against the new executive order. The judge agreed to hear on March the 15th, just before the order is supposed to go into effect. On Thursday, New York Attorney General Eric T. Schneiderman announced that he was joining Washington in the suit against the travel ban, which he called a Muslim ban. And Schneiderman sent out a tweet, says, we will join the AGOWA's lawsuit against President Trump's Muslim ban too. Massachusetts Attorney General Mara announced his state in its lawsuit against the ban, which she said remains an unconstitutional attempt to make good on his campaign promise to implement a Muslim ban. Tweets, we are consolidating our efforts and joining fellow states led by AGOWA to challenge Trump's unlawful Muslim ban too. General Ellen Rosenblum announced that Oregon also granted its request to join the lawsuit against the ban. And her tweet says, we are happy to stand with our neighboring state and join Washington's new legal action. Pleased that several state attorneys general are combining our resources to continue to fight the president's attempt to fulfill a campaign promise of banning Muslims from entering the United States. Package, the president's revised executive order has the same discriminatory intent as the first one, Rosenblum said. John Tierney, Judge Robart, ruled today that Oregon can join the Washington lawsuit against real Donald Trump's travel ban. It says in Minnesota, one of the states to take legal action against the first travel ban, Attorney General Lori Swanson wrote a brief response. The administration cannot unilaterally modify a preliminary injunction with their revised executive order. Maryland Attorney General Brian Frosh announced that his state would also join the lawsuit, saying President Trump's second executive order is still a Muslim ban. State Attorney General Bob Ferguson asked Judge James Robert, who issued the temporary restraining order against the first travel ban, to determine if it would apply to the new executive order. Robert said that he cannot rule on whether it applies to the new ban because lawyers from states opposed to the measure failed to file the proper paperwork. Instead of filing a new complaint. Lawyers filed a response. Ferguson said that he would review the decision with his legal team to determine. So there you have that information. This pack review says ACLU rebrands sanctuary cities to freedom cities and makes ICE evil henchmen in the new People Power campaign. The American Civil Liberties Union has launched a new plan to become a bigger roadblock to President Donald Trump. During the launch of its People Power campaign on Saturday, the civil rights group announced its Freedom Cities plan in a statement on its website media campaign. The idea is to have activists push local officials to sign a pledge to essentially make their city or sanctuary for illegal immigrants, according to the ACLU's website. President Trump has already caused massive harm policies he has outlined through executive order issued his first week in office, a mass deportation machine, which will pull families apart and uproot hardworking, law-abiding individuals who have lived here for decades. The impact of this agenda is plastered in newspapers daily, whether through detention of a father of U.S. citizen children who has only worked hard and obeyed the law since his arrival 15 years ago, or a domestic violence victim in Texas through our judicial system, but fell prey to Trump's henchmen, apparently based on tip or abuser. The henchmen are also known as immigration and customs enforcement agents, and the domestic violence victim, Irvin Gonzalez, a transgender woman, was deported 6 times, a record that includes charges of assault, stealing mail, false imprisonment, according to the El Paso Times. Illegal alien deported multiple times, sympathy from the mainstream media that they want. Instead of scrambling to react to each outrage that sees our neighbor hauled away to a privately run detention camp, we will systematically work to disable Trump's deportation machine, the ACLU said in a statement. And there is a list of tweets here from ACLU and People Power. It says not everyone gave the campaign the support it was seeking. Just because you say it's unconstitutional doesn't make it true. Another one says ACLU, so enforcing customs and immigration policy is hate now. They ought to have started this campaign when former President Obama was in office and deported more people than any president in history. It says, where's your outrage when President Obama put these same countries on the list? 311 and the Visa Waiver Act. Same thing. It says, obviously not a symbol of peace or love, is it? Looks more like the left is training soldiers. It's off of Liberty Headlines, and it says Trump deploys dozens of judges to battle massive backlog of deportation cases. And this came from Zero Hedge. It says in response to the immigration courts dealing with over 500,000 pending cases, President Trump is deploying 50 judges to detention facilities across the United States, according to a letter seen by Rutgers. Press points out there are 58 courts in 27 states around the country with a total of 301 judges. The problem, of course, is that those 301 judges already face a mountain of 534,000 cases, which is likely to balloon even higher under Trump's administration. Of 4 authorized immigration judge positions, 301 are filled. 50 more candidates are in various stages of the hiring process, which typically takes about a year, said Kathy Mattingly, a spokeswoman for the executive office. And 534,000 cases were pending before immigration courts nationwide in February, according to a recent memo from Kelly. Backlog means that processing errors are a common occurrence and ultimately just result in illegal immigrants getting free pass to reside in the country even longer. To President Trump, and as Rutgers reports, to the Department of Justice is also considering asking judges to sit from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., split between 2 rotating shifts. More cases, the sources said. Shift times was not included in the letter. You're with the Justice Department's plan, said the department would ask more judges to volunteer for 1 or 2 month deployments centers. If the department cannot find enough volunteers, the department would assign judges to detention centers. Judges who volunteer for the first 50 deployments would be sent to detention centers in Toronto, California, San Diego, Chicago, and elsewhere, according to the letter. The next article is off of BizPac Review. A swig of water here. All this talking's drying me out. Okay, this one's off of BizPac Review. Demands action after ICE arrests housekeeping help. Tip of the day: hire legal workers. Obama said that in a speech that he gave beginning like inauguration day. Buy American and hire American. Ring a bell. Okay, this says Chaz Bono is demanding action after Immigration and Customs Enforcement apprehended the assistant of her housekeeper. The daughter of Sharon Sonny Bono, born Chastity Bono, who currently identifies as a man, tweeted to California Governor Jerry Brown asking what he's doing to do about the servant of her being apprehended. And the tweet says, my housekeeper's helper, along with husband and children, were arrested by ICE. What are you doing about this? Indirectly flaunting her wealth and admitting to the crime of hiring illegal immigrants did not gain her a ton of support on social media. Here says at Chaz Bono and Jerry Brown, governor, no housekeeper, but the housekeeper's helper. They say it so nonchalantly, like we all got one. Another one says, what's a housekeeper's helper? Is that like a butler for a butler? That says most Americans don't have housekeepers, so 0 sympathy points here. Also, you hired illegals? Tell us more. Another one says, that's what you call out of touch with reality. A housekeeper has a helper elite white privilege. This is ICE.gov, and thanks to, or way to go, ICE.gov, and thanks to his tweet, IRS tax pros know Chaz Bono hires illegal immigrants. Good on you that you're rich enough to afford housekeepers. Why would you hire illegals? Did you report their wages to the IRS? So number 1, you hired illegals. Did you pay the nanny tax, or was their income unreported? Jerry Brown is incompetent. So there you have your laugh for the day. Can't make this stuff up. If you like what we're doing here, give it a thumbs up and share it on your social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll stay informed. See you in the next one.